Hello! I have returned from my break. Coconut water refilled, self somewhat refreshed because I also splashed a bit of cold water on my face. Very nice. And I'm gonna go back to trying to find Station 3 because, yeah, I've got stuff to do there. I just don't know where it is this time around. I wish I knew, but I don't. I believe it's usually close to the Shepherd Isles somewhere. So, since it seems very unlikely that it is north because the bat would have pointed it out, it must be south of the Shepherd Isles. So, I think what I'm going to do is reverse my usual process. Go down to Mutton Island, Guider's Morn, and try to go across to Nuncio. And if that doesn't turn up Station 3, try the next one southward and see if that does. So that's the current plan. Gonna double check the hold. Man, we've got a lot of stuff. All right. Fuel. Food. 2 more slots. Fuel. Okay. Off we go. Whoop. Bounced myself off the light a little there. So if I go over to Rowena's Rocks, that was deliberately chosen because it's hard to say, wasn't it? And turn myself sharp south from there. Hopefully I will not attract the attention of that appallingly large ship. Nope, ignore me. I'm not here. Okay, back to Quaker's Haven. I could entertain their wild speculations, but I think I won't. Compose a port report. We are not going to entertain the wild speculations. Sorry, guys. And then turn this way. Mildly despair. Is that a pirate ship or is that a ghost? That's a pirate ship with slightly more crew than me. But this is why I turned up my veils, you see. Okay, sharp south. Not so sharp I hit something, but pretty sharp. not quite right. So close to right, but not quite right. Serpentine. Serpentine, serpentine. Welcome back to the morn. Okay. Gather intelligence, 82%. Here goes. Unusual activity. The whisper is that a Khanate trimaran resupplied here last week under a flag of careful truce. That implies something interesting about Khanate fleet movements. The Admiralty would love to know. That is a success. I have strategic information and a port report. Oh, that's a good one. You know what? Let's have an explorer. A contest of riddles. Fisherfolk, sailors, a shady couple of likely pirates. And is that a drowny down by the water's edge? They sit round a fire at the Z's edge, passing around a bottle of something viscously black. They're wagering on riddles. Will you join them? Walk away. Riddles are for children. Bet an echo on one of the simpler riddles. Oh my goodness, what are these hiccups coming from? One of the fishermen is bursting to try this one. 40% chance. Seek a real challenge for 10 echoes. Here's a sardonic woman with a pair of matched knives, a silver hoop earring, and a Khanate accent. She has a real riddle. 20% chance. Or attempt one of the riddles of the pearl. At the Fathom King's feasts, the guests challenge one another to answer these riddles. You need not pay the penalty they do, but you will need to stump up 100 echoes to challenge the drowny. High risk, 13% chance. Attempt one of the great riddles of Irem. Who is this in lion-colored furs at the firelight's edge? I carry one of the great riddles of Irem, she intones. Her eyes glisten. 1,000 echoes against a jewel from the pillared sea. 10% chance. Riddles are for children. Unanswered questions. You pass on. The drowny laughs at a pirate's joke, and the fire sinks low and blue. Well, that definitely could have gone worse. Alright, time to go, I guess. Now, what I want to do is hook around into this area and then sail west right through it. This is going to be tricky. So what I'm gonna do is make it a little less sharp by going this way. And yeah, that's just about perfect. Hey, Bat, what is that? It's the Sisterhood. Well, definitely not in the same place that they were last life, but... Sisters! Here, the Grim Sisters' lair. Abbey Rock, a black spit of an island far from anywhere anyone would want to go, and that's how the Sisterhood likes it. Here stands their fortress convent. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this place. The sisters need provisions for the feast of St. Neot, something fresh they are prepared to pay with Scintillac. Trade a strange catch for a consignment of Scintillac. Ensure you have space in your hold. Ha ha ha! Space in the hold. Ha 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 ha! You ever heard of anything so silly? Trade supplies. Resources are limited on this bleak rock. The Sisterhood will pay a fair price for supplies. Not a good price, mind. 20 echoes, to be precise. Compile a port report. It's unlikely to be eventful. Knock at the iron-studded gate with news. Perhaps they'll find it valuable. Watch the convent. Wait a while and see. Offer a gift. The Sisterhood respects two things: unswerving decades of fidelity to a wholly secret purpose and the ability to shoot straight. Perhaps you can demonstrate the second. Port report. As always, nothing is happening. The sisters watch us. We feel their eyes. The sea crashes on the rocks, withdraws. The fortress stands stolid as the last year of a century. The greatest peril you risk here is a certain purpleness of prose. One port report for Abbey Rock. Knock at the iron-studded gate with news. Perhaps they'll find it valuable. Brief attention. The muscular Proress, the abbess's lieutenant, comes to the door to listen. She nods and makes notes. She pays particular attention to news of marsh beast predations and the traffic of the rooftops. In return, she offers a rather perfunctory blessing, but the blessing reassures your crew. No more recent news, but we lost 2 terror. Watch the convent. Wait a while and see. Exotic refuse. The convent is silent. A few lights prick its bulk. Bells sound the times of prayer. You're almost ready to give up when a side door opens. 4 nuns march out, carrying something wrapped in a blanket, and fling it into the sea. You creep down to examine it. It was likely unidentifiable even before the nuns used it for weapon practice. Now it leaks fluid from a dozen puncture wounds, but it still smells of the Z. I now have a strange catch. Oh, there's so many possible things I could do with this. Oh. I mean, I could have lunch with several people. Oh boy. There's several people that I could have lunch with now on my crew. Or there was some place that I could trade a strange catch for something else. Oh man, Captain, my sleep is riddled with dreams, Captain. Dreams of bells and candles. A destination. He paces the deck. I see a lonely house lit by tallow and wick. A bell is ringing. It rings now. Do you hear it? He scratches at his sigil, which has begun to bleed. Do you know this place, Captain? Can I plot a course? A place of candles and bells. The Chapel of Lights. A northern church where no sin is too terrible. Okay, I will make a note of that. Sigil, navigator, to Chapel of Lights. That needed something, but I don't remember what it was. I think it was 2 of something. Wait a minute, my previous life had it. One moment. My previous life had this admiral, had this navigator. Eleanor, what was the thing? 2 live specimens for the Chapel of Lights and the sigil-ridden navigator. Well, it's definitely not a strange catch, at least. Let's see. I could dine with maybe on it. I cannot dine with, well, I would also need a mutter salt. She just needs coffee. I could talk to her about her father. Oh, it's a question of who I want to progress. Man. Oh, choices are so difficult. Okay, so I found Abbey Rock, which is awesome. Still not Station 3, but great to have found it. Well, while I think about what the heck to do with this strange catch, let's, let me continue. Wait. This looks promising. This looks very promising. Station 3, it's you! It's you at last! Oh, I've been looking for you so long. We may infer a Station 1 and a Station 2. We may conjecture a Station 4. Well, supposedly Station 4 is the Salt Lions, although they disavow that, but still interesting. Station 3, machinery hums behind high steel walls. Up the hill, there are visible outlines of warehouses and a building with a spire, but the lamps are low where they burn at all, and your ship the only one in the harbor. So, deliver the Lorn Fluke and observe the student's experiment. He is terribly excited and requests your steadying presence to ensure he maintains the appropriate scientific detachment. Train your telescope on shore. Might be best to get a look from a distance. When I don't have a port report. Deliver a long box. The only way past the walls is an unimposing but sturdy-looking triple-locked gate, silvery metal. A sign beside it reads Deliveries. The gate stands open. You'll need a long box to enter Station 3 and explore further. Well, I just so happen to have a long box, but first, port report. Church or something else? You stand on the high point of your ship and look to shore. There's a steepled building on the horizon, by far the largest thing in sight. No cross marks the top of it, nor any other symbol you recognize. Alright, let's deliver this Lorn Fluke. I have been dragging this student halfway across the Z, along with his terrible, terrible oozing thing, and I'm so glad to finally be rid of both of them. After careful setup, the shed is empty, saving a writing desk and the gigantic mass of needles. The anxious student snaps off the tip of one and twirls it between his fingers. I hypothesize that the flukes have a method of absorbing and storing our lived experiences. It follows, therefore, that there should exist a means of transmitting, reliving that experience, like show. He stabs the needle through his palm, his eyes dull. You heard Captain Harris, Sailor. Target the Ogadai and fire torpedoes, and if you hit one of the Lorn Flukes, then by God and Her Majesty I will put you out of the airlock and let the spiny bastards take you. He awakes from the reverie a moment later, beaming. That will do. Pass me your notes. I'll carry on the experiment from here. You witnessed history. I have gained 2 more extraordinary implications, and now I have 3. I no longer am dragging a Lorn Fluke behind the ship. Will that mean I'm faster? Doubtful, but still. Ha! Freedom! Okay. Now, let's deliver this long box because it's been taking up space in my hold for so long. Deliveries. There are no stevedores, however, and no wagons waiting to help with the heavy cargo. There is only a sign which reads Deliveries and a painted hand which points insolently up a rock-cut staircase. Make delivery. There is cargo in the hold marked for this destination. A long, low, heavy box. It'll be fun getting it up the stairs, no doubt. Up a twisting staircase. There's a great deal of grumbling from the crew. The stairs are sharp-edged and wet. The box is heavy, and its contents inclined to shift. After a few slips and a bad bruise to the shin, you resort to placing crew members along the stairs and handing the box along. There is a warehouse at the top of the stairs, but it is not, apparently, your destination. Another sign points along the narrow path towards the building with the spire. Deliveries, it says, more aggressively this time. Someone in the spired building is singing. The song sets your teeth on edge. An occurrence. Your Station 3 trading in long boxes quality is now 1. At the top of the stairs, you have a long, heavy box, a winding path ahead that runs perhaps a quarter mile through the mist, a crew that is beginning to mutter about having to do landlubber work. There's a warehouse just to your right, but the sign says deliveries are to be taken onward, says it rather emphatically as a matter of fact. Okay, so, the options are break into the warehouse and leave the box there. The sign says deliveries, but it doesn't mean that the deliverers are obliged to comply. This is a straightforward challenge with a 100% chance of success. There is carry the box on to the building with the spire. Going the extra distance might mean you can charge more for your efforts. This is a chancy challenge with a 60% chance of success. Or send ahead to the building for extra hands. If they want the boxes delivered, they can do it themselves. Now, I personally think that it is most rewarding to actually get the box to the building that wants the delivery, but having my crew members carry it there is obviously not the way. So I'm actually going to send to the building for extra hands. Telling it as it is, the closer you get, the less the building with the spire looks like a church. The walls are soot-blackened and made of brick. There are no windows, only narrow vents up near the roof. From these comes a low and cheerful singing. At last you are close enough to bang on the door. An austere acolyte answers it. She is dressed in black from head to foot. Her gloves are thick leather and her goggles are double glass. She continues singing right up to the moment that she has to acknowledge you. Leave the boxes. She stops, pushing the goggles away from her eyes. She has noticed, perhaps for the first time, that there are no boxes. Deliveries come all the way up here, she says, before singing again. You indicate that your crew is unaccustomed to that sort of work. She looks as exasperated as a person can while continuing to sing about rabbit's feet and edible emeralds, but at last she says she'll see to it if you can lead her servants to the correct landing. I now have 1 earning the acolyte's favor, even though I annoyed her. Not much later, you are standing in the mist, watching a parade of claymen. They hoist the boxes on their shoulders and march away, surprisingly quiet, towards the building with the steeple. An austere acolyte leads them, her lamp swinging on a chain. Follow because you haven't yet been paid. These folks seem disorganized. Who's to say they'll remember to bring you payment? Follow because you're curious. The shipment would appear to be something other than provisions in the ordinary sense. Follow because the singing has got into your bones. The austere acolyte sings all the time when she is not speaking. The words of the song bother and fascinate and compel. I haven't been paid. So I'm going to follow because I haven't been paid. The etiquette of bill collecting. You follow the procession at a polite distance, but not so polite as to suggest you'd be willing to go away. Under the steeple, the austere acolyte directs the arrangement of the long box in the room under the steeple. There are many other boxes there already, stacked in rows, 3 or 4 times as many as you've brought. Well, since I only brought 1, that wouldn't be hard. In another corner of the room is a pile of wood from previous boxes, already emptied and dismantled. Singing to herself about a mountain upholstered in velvet, she takes a crowbar to the box. The corpse inside is permanently dead, in a way the dead of London often are not. Not a drownee, not a tomb colonist, but not coming back either. It looks pale and ordinary, except for the slight distension of the skin over the breastbone. Gently, the acolyte presses there and nods, singing about tulips embroidered with yellowed floss. She lifts the body onto a marble slab. Without pause in her lyrics, she prepares a scalpel. Your presence does not seem to bother her. Watch. You've never heard of this practice before. Don't watch. You can wait by the door. Or watch with medical interest. Whatever she is about to do, it's sure to be anatomically informative. That is a 61% chance, so I've never heard of this practice before. What the heck are you doing, woman? Metal in metal. The austere acolyte extracts, deftly and with very little blood, a heart-sized spear of silver-gray metal. With a giant nutcracker, she cracks the spear, and another spear inside that, and another. Finally, in the center, she comes to something heavy, small, and black. She lifts it out with tongs and looks at it through her goggles. The song falters, but she manages to keep humming, though the words are lost. She puts the black and heavy thing into a jar marked with a word of the correspondence. She closes the jar and seals it with red wax. Finally, when the corpse is removed again and the marble slab wiped clean, she comes to pay you. Thank you, she says. Return another day. I might have something else for you. I've gained a secret. My trading in long boxes quality is now 3. I have 2 favor with the acolyte. You need to set this girl up with that crew member gal of yours with the blade fascination. I'm not sure if she's still alive, but if she is, I don't know if I could try, but it's nice to think about. Oh, the heiress. Oh, you mean the Clatteriere. Oh, I thought you meant one of the regular sailors. No, that would be the Clatteriere. Okay, I've also lost a long box, which I got very distracted from by green. Okay. Inside the little gate. The inner port is open to you now, although it is clear your welcome is conditional. Deliver a long box, return later. Other acolytes move between the buildings, singing softly, but none of them seems inclined to speak to you at the moment. Exchange a long box for a heart metal ingot. What use is heart metal to you? But then, what use is a long box? Perhaps you imagine the whisper at shoulder. What use indeed is a heart? When you turn, there's only the ragged flirting of the wind. Well, that's fun. No shops here. Oddly enough, I'm glad of that. Yeah, onward to Nuncio. Whoop, wrong way, wrong way. Hey, Bat, you got anything to say? Oh, look at that. I managed to get rid of that corpse I've been dragging behind the boat all this time, and yet I'm still no faster. This isn't a mist, but it's also very weird. Welcome to Nuncio. Oh, that's a chonky ship. Nuncio, do not return, sender. Taciturn functionaries walk the docks in the uniforms of postmen. An enormous crowned statue casts a chilling shadow. The shadows gleam with rat's eyes. Their ceaseless chittering rolls like the tide. Alright, so we can go to the Postman's Tavern, the Inky Blotter it's called. The sign doesn't look like much. Do more shift work at the dead letter office. It seems to be the chief occupation hereabouts. Explore along the beach. There's a long stretch of shale dotted with washed up kegs and barrels and smaller flotsam. And assemble a port report. Most of the inhabitants were Londoners once, but that doesn't mean they are now. Okay, so let's get a port report. Uniform behavior. Cataloging all the peculiarities of the place takes many pages. The tailor who imports gilt buttons and braid just to be able to keep everyone's uniform in condition. The fashion of wearing a post bag with nothing inside. Wearing it open, wearing it upside down, torn apart or as a hat. Wearing it in any way that will show it doesn't have letters in it. Then there are the sitting rooms papered in cancelled stamps. The bergamot pomegranate curd on toast. The commerce in rat corpses, the hatred of cats, the absolute custom against ever issuing a paper invitation for any event, no matter how formal. It's the familiarity, the not quite Londonness of the place that makes it all so odd. Okay, that's a port report. You know what? Let's explore the beach. Shifty going. The rocks slip and slither underfoot, but you keep your balance. Okay, so the options on the beach. Every lap of the wave drags up some new letter or parcel. The face of the water is dotted with them as far as you can see in the blackness, carried by a powerful current. So, the options. Collect material for the dead letter office. So, that's where all this flotsam goes, so it can be sorted. Rescue a ticking parcel. It says, refused by recipient. What could possibly go wrong? Have your Rattus Faber look at the ticking parcel. Safer it than you. Take soundings. Perhaps there is some evidence of the great hollowness underneath these shores. Or back to the docks. Let's collect some material. Will of its own. You make your way along the shore with a big sack. Many of the envelopes are too damp to read, their addresses permanently lost, but a surprising number are still legible. There are also parcels. Here and there is a crate, a message in a wine bottle, a sealed cask that is bobbed up out of shipwreck. Your sack ought to get heavy with all these contents, but it pulls upwards and away, straining inland towards the dead letter office like an unmanageable dog. I now have some dead post. Should I rescue the ticking parcel? Let's rescue the ticking parcel. Tick, tick, tick. Inside layers and layers of wadded cotton is an elegant anniversary clock, gilded ratwork gears under a glass dome, sapphired face, scintillac embellished hands, designed to run for a year and a day before stopping, most likely a wedding gift. The winding key is not included. An oversight? Or is this a wedding gift from someone who did not expect the marriage to last? Whatever the giver's intention, it hardly matters now. Even without its key, the clock works and jewels will fetch a nice price. That's another outlandish artifact. Back to the docks. Let's do some shift work. The bell chimes above the door. The fellow manning collections looks awake for half a second when you come in, until he realizes you're here to relieve him. One has various possible occupations here. None could be described as fast-paced. So there's make a study of what goes on in the back room. This is locked because of the ticking parcel. Also, only a 40% chance, so I wouldn't have done it anyway. Feed your undeliverable letters into the sorting machine. The gleaming hopper awaits. Descend into the basement with flame. Properly equipped, candles for the way and a flare for the bottom. Let's see here. 5 foxfire candles and a flare. Interesting. Descend into the basement with mirrors. Arrange contraptions. Divert light. Illuminate what has been dark a long time. 21% chance. Oh boy, no. End your shift. Return to the docks. You are finished here for now. Nope. Feed undeliverable letters into the sorting machine. Here we go. 52 categories. After prolonged whirring, the machine begins to distribute 7 invitations edged in gilt into the correspondence of the aristocracy slot, 2 oversized parcels, probably containing books, into the books tray, 1 stamped bronze tablet that drops with a clang into a bin marked First City. The postal rat watches all this with an air of satisfaction. Lost a dead post. My worker in dead letters hasn't changed. My cultivating friendships with postmen hasn't changed. Back to the docks. Return to the... Okay, we're going to the tavern. The Inky Blotter, it's called. Sign doesn't look like much. Warmer inside than it looks. Faces turn in your direction, but no one seems surprised to have a new arrival on the island. Inky Blotter, lit by 2 roaring fires, one at either end of the room. The bartender is in postman's uniform, like almost all of the patrons. A noseless postal inspector called Blunt Thomas delivers the drinks, clears tables, stacks the firewood. Allow the clattery heir to offer her services. She could remove the call from a postal worker. They wouldn't be a worker anymore, of course. Ask to borrow a uniform. If you're to fit in here, you'll need one. Trade war stories about your shift work. You know how to fit in. Talk about the caverns below the dead letter office. Somebody must know something, or be curious. Or back to the docks. Let's trade some war stories about the shift work. Common ground. The parcels you've weighed and entered in logbooks, the things that oozed out of them. The postmen are delighted by your incredulity and shock, a civilian finally understanding the full horror of the post. They have stories even worse than those, let me tell you. Hang on a moment. Postmaster Scritch, we've all heard your rubbery lump story already. It's nothing new to nothing to the tomb colony pickles. Pickled what is what I want to know. What about that Sooth and Cooper crate and how we had to scrape the bits off the masonry? Do you remember? The night runs late. Cultivating friendship with postmen hasn't changed because it's already higher than 5. Okay. You know what? Let's ask about the caverns. Someone must know something or be curious. Perhaps not. You don't get far into your question before the hairless postwoman stands up and goes over to the fire, holding herself tightly. She is whispering, nothing coherent. Fire, clean, smooth, down to the bone. No excuse. Smooth, smooth, little black hairs. Still your fool tongue, says Blunt Thomas. Oh, I'm back down to 5. Can we plump it back up again with the horrors of the shift work? Yes, I can. Yay. I prefer being trusted in Nuncio. Which is mainly why I don't let the clattery heir remove the call. I have a feeling that that would make people significantly less friendly. Alright. Nothing new. Are there any shops here? There are. Awesome. I'll buy a couple more fuel. All right. Let us contemplate the map. I think I want to try to go back this way and cover more stuff in here. I mean, I know that there's a place really close to this one here It's just a matter of getting to it with the larger ships than me in the way. But I can try. Let's not sail directly into the vortex, shall we? That rat barge is stuck in the vortex. That's good. That's good. I like that. Mycigalia? What is that? Wreck of the Miko. What is the Promised Sea? All through this place, the song of the drownies lies shivering sweet along the wind. There's another eel here. I don't want to deal with it. What the heck is this thing? I don't want to find out if it's solid or not. I'm just going to try not to touch it. I am pretty sure I've never been here before. I would remember this. Wait, the Fathom King's hold. Hold up. Wait, oh, no, wrong way. Darn it, okay, alright. Oh, I have been trying to find this place. Turn! The Fathom King's Hold, Lorcan's Port, named for the most enterprising of drownies. Phosphor cells burn green. Somewhere below, the king waits. The Fathom King's Hold, like an iceberg, like a bizarre master's scheme, like the Neath itself, most of the hold is invisible. You see only a tiny portion of sculpted coral. The rest waits below the surface. The Fathom King's bone rooms and aquaria, his pearl snares and his dining chambers. Descend to an audience with the Fathom King. The Fathom King is the lord of the drownies, those dead who won't stop swimming. By some accounts, he's the lord of all who die at sea. Bring him a story to tickle his curiosity. Permit shore leave. Perhaps your sailors would like to take the air ashore? Trade for drowning pearls. The drownies have a peculiar appetite for scintillac, that silvery northern coral. They whisper and giggle as they haggle. Compile a port report. The porter watches you write. She says nothing. All right, we're going to do a port report. Others who come and go. Those granted audience return dazed, awestruck. The king is not generous, but occasionally he is fair. Okay, here goes. We're going to descend to an audience with the Fathom King. I'm steeling myself here. Speaking to the porter has the skin of a shark. She has a drowned woman's eyes. It is not permitted to look at her hands. Yes, she rasps, that story is sufficient. She opens the valves of pearl and permits you to pass into the conduit. Ooh, no, The throne cyst. This is the salt-blown heart of the hold. The Fathom King floats in his throne, a gem-starred bowl of sea stone the size of a banqueting table. He's wearing a dressing gown of purple brocade, soaked dark with salt water. He leans his chin calmly on his hand. Beneath the surface of the water in his throne, his hidden regions pulse constantly, insistently. Discuss the matter of your father's bones. Your complexity, I have a more personal petition. You know something of my father, or what remains of him. I have come to plead for Azaeler's life. Perhaps it's someone you knew. Perhaps you're feeling generous. Perhaps you're simply desperate for crew. This is an expensive way to gain crew. 1 scintillac for a crew member. Watch a crocodile-masked visitor make an offering. A body lies on a bier in the center of the chamber. The crocodile-masked visitor moves around it, indicating wounds in its head, neck, chest, muttering. Watch a visager. Crocodile moves around a corpse offering on a bier. Bier? Clockwise. He indicates its wounds to the Fathom King. Why is he here? Okay, so why is this one opened? Oh, expertise in parts no more than 5. Oh, I see. Ask a boon of the king. You've brought the king a story gift. You may ask a gift in return. It's impossible to know what you'll receive. Or just leave. Just leave. Alright, gonna chase down the father's bones things. You know something of my father, or what remains of him. His complexity is watching you. His eyes are cold as polished stones, but a smile lurks at the corner of his mouth like an eel in ambush. Ask for assistance. Your complexity, there is a question only you can answer. To open the final gate of my journey to my father's bones, I ask this boon of you. Speak of other matters. The sea presses, the darkness seeps. Move on. Ask about the bone men and their lost treasure. Does the king have it safe? Unlocked when objective is find your father's bones and then retire. Unlocked when your past is a street urchin. Huh. I mean, I'm gonna try asking for assistance because I am uncertain where this goes and it scares me. I ask this boon of you. Little favors. You are fortunate, the Fathom King announces. I have only a few small requests. Fulfill them and I shall tell you what you need to know. Bring me the heart of a legend. Bring me a light from the sky. Bring me a willing guest to stay with me forever. Witness the end of the eldest among its kind. Bring me word. Bring me the fruit of an eternal tree. And bring me something scientific. Modern. Cutting edge, I believe is the term. My bride enjoys that sort of thing. He sits back, under regions pulsing with expectation. You seem quite capable, he adds carelessly. I'm sure it's not too much trouble. Oh, man. What is all this? A legend's heart? The heart of one of the great monsters, Mount Nomad or the Tree of Ages, perhaps. A miracle of science, an engine or weapon of unique brilliance. Your officers can help. Bring the Fathom King's sunlight, or something which will pass for sunlight. A willing guest. Bring an officer to the Fathom King. Choose someone who has finished their business on the Z and might be willing to stay in the king's court. Probably someone who likes fish. Fathom King wishes you to witness the death of something that is the oldest of its kind and return. The Fathom King has requested the fruit of an eternal tree. Find the fruit of a tree which will not die. Oh no. Oh. That is a lot of stuff, and most of it I haven't got a clue. Man, I traded away my light. Oh, blast. Well, apparently I can still ask about the bone men. Let's ask. Does the king have it safe? Yes. He crooks a finger, and a drowny child brings forward a pale bone on a mouldering cushion. Most mortals come to this some day, the king remarks. I will not, of course. Perhaps you will not. But you'll learn more of that from the bone men. He flicks his finger again, and the child retreats. You can review the Fathom King's requests in the Curiosity section of your Gazetteer. Okay, so then I just take that news back to the Chelenate, I guess? Other matters, I guess. Shall we watch the crocodile masked visitor? Let's watch the crocodile masked visitor make an offering. Boasting? He's speaking of the nature of the wounds, their dramatic effects on the landscapes of the body. He sounds like he's boasting, but a single tear trickles down from beneath his mask. At last the king nods. The offering is acceptable, he says. Thorn-armored guards carry the bier through a dark slit behind his throne. The king begins offhandedly to outline the cartography of the deep undersea and the patrol routes of monsters. He notices your presence and snaps his fingers. The guard ushers you out, but not before you've heard valuable deep gossip. Gained 20 fragments and a Z-story. I got back the Z-story that I spent. That's awesome. Okay. Man, that's so much stuff to gather. Oh, man. Leave. I finished here. Return to the valves of pearl. Back at the dock, the air no longer smells of stone and copper. The light is the familiar glow of false stars, not the piercing green of the hold's eyes. Permit shore leave? Maybe not. I think that would be a bad idea. This seems like a this is a concerning place. Can't buy anything here either. Okay, this place is weird. Time to go, time to go. We're getting out of here, we're leaving. But at least we know where this is this time. This is the first time I've ever found Fathom King's Hold in any of my previous lives, or this one. Now I know there's something over this way somewhere. Autumn Islands, that's the one I was looking for. At least I think it is. With my luck, the port's on the other side. Or there's no port at all, it's just a landmark. Darn you, bat. What if we just keep going this way for a little bit? What if that? Just, hopefully loop around that other ship. That would be nice. Oh, blast. You don't see me, you don't see me, please don't see me. Oh, they definitely saw me. If I can get into the Mangrove College before they shoot me. Yes. Welcome back to the Mangrove College. Where's the port report? There it is. Compiling a port report. No more hunger. I don't know that the last passenger was worth it. Let's try some beachcombing. Take a stroll along the beach. Perhaps the Z has brought you something. Driftwood? A smooth, dark surface. Something glinting. Just bottle glass? The remains of a shipwreck. What's washed up here? A nasty glob of goo. It lies on the shingle like a discarded heart. Let's try the remains of the shipwreck. Boxes of biscuits. Murgatroyd's fungal crackers. An awful lot of them. One must hope that you enjoy fungal crackers or have an extremely hungry parrot. 4 more supplies. Awesome. Now the thing here is that the passenger takes up hold space. Like they're not an absence, and I'm already pretty full. So I'm gonna pass on the passenger this time. Also, I should remember, I'm not going to write down all of the Fathom King's requests, but I'm going to write down strange catch for who? Question mark. There we go. Because I have a feeling that I am not going to make up my mind before I end this stream. And since it's going to be some time before I return... Now, if I can just sail like pretty much straight east, I can visit the Iron Republic again. With hope that that ship will have gone away again. And if it hasn't, that it will chase me into the fog where it will then lose me. I'm gonna dip a little south just to clear more stuff. Coming into this port is easy. Leaving it is hard. Also, what set me off? Is it that ship all the way over there? They noticed me from that far away? Dang, they're perceptive. Lost me in the fog, though. Welcome to the Iron Republic. Alright. The irrepressible cannoneer is still here. That's hilarious. Compile a port report. Market of Hungers. Visit the shops tab. After this visit, the Parliament will no longer be here. The Republic will seek zoop and supplies instead. The Cavalry Doctrine is open for business. Gained a terror. Okay. Well, the pity is that nobody is buying parabola linen at the moment, but I am definitely going to load up on cheap fuel, I'll tell you that. I will miss the cheap fuel. Leaving is gonna be hard. Leaving is gonna be hard with that ship in the way. Alright, turn. What if I just swing a bit southward instead? Gotta keep an eye on the food. Oh no, 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 it's a light ship. It's a light ship. No. Oh god, those things, they hit so hard. But hopefully if I sort of skitter over here, I will be far enough away from the light ship that I will not be... Noted? Yeah, I guess noted would be the right word. The crawling stars. Oh, the stars are moving again. Okay, let's try the luck. Let's try my luck. The Raid Wheel. One sailor claims it resembles the sun. Another, a Hindu mandala cross. A third suggests the rose window of Chartres Cathedral. This excites mockery. Nevertheless, the reaction is positive. Lost 3 terror. Yay. Come to think of it, I hate to mention it because that might get its attention, but my nightmare hasn't bothered me in some time. Welcome to the Grand Geode. A naval base with the Royal Navy's emblems, curiously amended. Efficient, bright-eyed women and men work briskly everywhere you look. They are singing hymns with unfamiliar words. Hard-faced Royal Marines watch you carefully, barring entry to the geode's heart. A plaque by the docks has been defaced with an orange paint, but you can still make out the original inscription, Station 5, Adjunct. Asked to speak to someone in authority, what is this place? Or compile a port report, does the Admiralty know? Or want to know? We're going to attempt a port report. Take discreet notes. The Marines are watching. Alright, let's ask to speak to someone in authority. What the heck is this place? The Commodore may be able to give you a few minutes. The Commodore shakes your hand warmly. He's a handsome, open-faced fellow in an immaculate Navy uniform. His office is equally handsome. It overlooks the glittering interior crystal cliff. It must be as well lit as any study underneath. He deflects questions about the purpose of this installation. Classified, you know, but smilingly offers you tea, biscuits, and mineralogical anecdotes. The biscuits are good, but the anecdotes rather blend one into the next. You find yourself nodding, and then jerk suddenly awake. The Commodore is smiling. Your cup is empty. You feel well, very well, a little euphoric even. Come back soon, he says softly. Lost 5 terror, gained a memory of distant shores, have a memory of sunstroke. The light, it's pretty. And it's also for the Fathom King. I could get the Carnelian Exile by spending my sunstroke, but I'm not going to because I'm gonna give this to the Fathom King. I don't think I can go back in this visit. I don't think I have the supplies, but I know where he is now. Well, no, they don't have stores here. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have enough food to go back to the Fathom King's hold and still make it back to London. I could try the Mangrove College for more food. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try and take this back to the Fathom King's hold now. In contrast, this port is very easy to leave. Okay, if I kind of go on this angle, that should be just about right. Please just be wide, empty ocean. Please just be wide, empty ocean. Emphasis on the empty. Okay, Rainier's Vortex. Okay, so far we are winning in the emptiness. Back into the Sea of Autumn. This is the way, this is the way. Melting Isles? You know, that is the opposite direction of where I'm going, but I will bear it in mind. I mean, most of the things I don't actually know. I would have to look it up, and I probably will. But this sunstroke that I just got should be just right for that sunlight he asked for. Whoops! Oh man, I hit the island. Welcome back. Alright, let's descend to an audience. Costs me a Z story. A Chelenite envoy is here. A hunter in sharkskin is haranguing the king. Unpardonable intrusion. Our ancient rights have been impugned. King you may be, but not of the shell slayers. We will pay no more tribute. Ask a boon. Da 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 da. Okay, must discuss the matter of my father's bones. How do I... But what about his request? Do I have to bring them all at once? Oh no. Did I come back here for pretty much nothing? Alright, I'm gonna listen to the envoy rant. An abrupt end. The king makes a chopping motion with his hand. A tide of crabs rushes from the shadows of the throne cyst. They're on the hunter before he can turn, but not before he can scream. The king watches in satisfaction as they swarm the hunter, snipping the flesh from his bones. Thorn-armored guards block the chamber door. When it's done, when his cries are long silenced and scarred bones remain, the king motions you forwards. Take something, he commands. Let our justice be remembered above. You may go. Gained a tale of terror, gained 5 terror, and a hunting trophy. Hey! I can do that Admiralty report. I am very disappointed. So apparently I can't bring him the things one at a time. I have to do them all at once, which means I came all the way out here for nothing. And that ship seems very lost. I'd rather not attract its attention. Alright, let's go to where the bat found. Maybe it'll actually be a port and not just a landmark? Although a port so close to another is very uncommon. Nope, not a port. Didn't think so. I think the Khanate is the only one that has ports so close together. But still, the bat found it, so we must encourage the bat. Turn! Whoa! Turn too far. I could go beachcombing again, but it's probably not worth it because it's being too... Eat, drink, and be merry? Or gather supplies? Let's eat, drink, and be merry. An explosion of tastes. Tart morsels and moral tart. The salty tang of seaweed stew. A crawling berry that the locals assure you is a motile plant, not an insect. Eat your fill and drink contemplatively. Lost 10 terror, now at 24. Hunger is gone. That's all for now. Still not going to pick up a passenger. Nothing else available. You know what? This gives me a chance to avoid that ship that's going around the Iron Republic. I can just make for the Crimean Canal. If I just go up this way, those unfinished pirates are way too far away to notice me. Admittedly, it's a very dark part of the sea, and the terror grows here, but... Wait a minute, did I discover this? It doesn't have a name. How strange. All right. Almost to the Crimean Canal. Getting towards home. It's been a long trip. Here we are. Well, I wasted a bunch of time. Except that it wasn't really wasted because I got something very useful. Alright. Port report. Listen for surface gossip. I have a vision of the surface now. This would be a prime spot for a pub or wine shop, but the interests of the Echo Bazaar and the laws of London prevent it. They don't like competition. Still, there are temporary half-legal hostelries in long-moored ships. Here you trade stories with suntan surface sailors, stories of Paris and Batavia, the lost fires in the final isles. I now have a vision of the surface. Does this count as something like sunlight? Who knows? In Venderbite, they're always eager for news of the surface. Interesting. Yeah, I can absolutely make it to London on the supplies that I have. I already stopped by Mutton Island on this trip, right? Let's check the hold. Do I have a port report for Quaker's Haven? Yes, I do. Okay. North. Oh, I dream of a faster ship. There's always little crabs around here. I don't particularly care as long as it's behind me. The little crabs are about the same speed as my ship, so as long as I keep going, I don't gotta worry about them. This one might be a problem. Nope, it didn't notice me in time to be a problem. Alright, I already traded my recent news, so... let's pull into harbor here. The revenue men are here again. I still don't have any of these things. Alright, let's collect messages from the harbor master. Something has changed underneath. Someone wants to sign on. I have a free evening, and the rose market is up. Okay, what am I... oh, that's fun. Okay, I have so much stuff. And so many secrets. I should really do something about that. Well, let's start with the port reports. Wait a minute, let's count the port reports. How many port reports do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 24 plus 10 is 34, so even if I get a barrel for every single one, I will not be filling up my hold completely. Let's go turn in the port reports. Although, let's first pass on the strategic information. The Admiral sits up, although he steeples his fingers and pretends calm. Invisible eyes. He's hard to read with those glasses, but he reads the summary intently. Satisfactory, he says at last. Eminently satisfactory, actually. Good work. Take this for your trouble. The clerk will see you paid. 150 echo and another favor. Oh, that might have discharged my Chelinate one, now that I think about it. Let's submit the port reports and cover that again. Guider's Morn. 30 echo and a fuel. Nincio. Ah yes, the place that lures away postmen. One hears no ends of complaints from the postal service. 30 echo and a fuel. Station 3. Excuse me, just let me call a colleague in. Omitted. This is my colleague, Mr. Villain, of the Ministry of Public Decency. Mr. Villain, this good captain's report is here. If you would care to... Yes, the fire is already lit. Yet let us... There we go. Now only ashes remain, and it might have caused such a lot of trouble. Thank you, Captain. We appreciate your discretion. Here is your payment. You need not trouble yourself further in this affair. I no longer have the port report. I got 100 echo. I got a favor and a fuel. And a lot of questions. So many questions. Abbey Rock. We categorize it as a military installation, you know, although that has occasioned some quite vigorous debate. Alright. Gained a favor, 20 echo, got a fuel. Crimean Canal. Well, if you've been there, I suppose we may as well hear about it. The fee is nominal, though. 5 echo. The Iron Republic. Excuse me, I need to unlock this and this and that. Yeah, 10 echo, lost a terror, got a fuel. The Mangrove College. Alright, 50 echo and a fuel. The Fathom King's Hold. What's the old monster up to now? 30 echo, a fuel, gained a favor. Grand Geode. The Grand... Yes, of course. We're generally quite well informed on that topic, but since you're here, perhaps you may as well let us know what your own impressions were. Oh, yeah, they think they're being subtle. They think they're being subtle. Report submitted. The Admiralty official takes notes scrupulously, but with an expression of mild terror, like a novice vivisector wincing with a scalpel. The rest of the office studiously busy themselves with other tasks. 10 echo, a fuel, and an Admiralty favor. Quaker's Haven. 5 echo and a fuel. Let's ask to speak to the Admiral. No appointment, but apparently I'm to show you in anyway. Very well. Okay, Let us discover the Admiral's desires. Information. Visit a port and will be interested in the port report. Visit places of particular interest and will be interested in the strategic information you gain thereby. We will pay you well, don't worry. We understand you can't be expected to act entirely for the love of the Empire. His lip curls. What's left of it? Okay, so that didn't discharge the chelinate thing. Alright. Back to the docks. Let's see what the Rose Market's looking for now. Madame Shoshana is seeking an extraordinary implication. The fortune teller, under her many scarves, sips tea in a quiet corner of the market. She'll pay well for something portentous. Interesting. I do, in fact, have an extraordinary implication. In fact, I have 3 extraordinary implications. But, what else? What is this? The Prim Baronet is looking for an unread log. Oh, still? Okay. Well, I don't have one of those. So, let's sell Madame Shoshana an extraordinary implication, shall we? Great and terrible. Shoshana holds a mirror over her pot of tea. The steam fogs the glass. As is market tradition, you write your information into the condensation with a finger. When you have finished, there is a rustling beneath her scarves. A wrinkled hand emerges from the silk and places a fat envelope next to the teapot. For the knowledge and for your silence. Lost 1 extraordinary implication, gained 375 echo, and the Rose Market has closed. Well, I'm going to go to my lodgings and read the paper. Oh, this one had a coupon. Excellent. So now I have recent news, another supplies, and lost a terror. Back out to the city. Let's see who is available. I'm just out of curiosity. I'm probably not going to bother getting anybody else. I already have extras. The genial... Oh yes, that word I can't pronounce. The Magician. Good afternoon, Captain. Perhaps I can do do your engines some good. No, haha, I'm quite the engineer. Difficult to credit, isn't it? But here are my references. An engineer who increases veils and mirrors. Oh, that's a pity. I have an engineer that I'm in love with already. And really, I should decide who to spend this catch with. I'm not sure who. Okay, I'm gonna take a moment. A ridiculous moment. Okay, I have an idea. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run some ads while I try to look up what my best course of action with this strange catch is. So, let me just run that while I try to remember if I actually put the wiki... Ah, yes, I did. I put the wiki in my bookmarks. Go me. Okay, so... I'm continuing talking for the benefit of both the recording and for my subscribers who don't have to see the ads. Okay, so, strange catch. Here we are. Considered a trade good item. Okay, this is how to get one. The Alarming Scholar? No. No. Maybe's Daughter? I could get more Z stories? Actually, maybe I'm going around this backwards. Let's search up the Fathom King. Let's see. Well, that doesn't help at all. Let's try the ambition quest. Visit the Fathom King, who gives you ridiculous demands. Willing guest. Present Nacris Survivor Banded Chef Paramount. Nacris Survivor can be got at the end of Principal's End, but you lose out on cool stuff and rules out Eldest's End. Depends on if you're rushing this, really. The chef, maybe? Maybe I should get the Muttersalt and do this strange catch with the chef. Oh my goodness! Oh my! Oh, that startled me, that horn outside. Okay, so if I want to be following the Father's Bones things, I should use the strange catch for the chef. So that kinda... Oh, And the skylight is not just a memory, it's an actual sunlight-filled mirror catch box. Oh no. Well, okay. Yeah, so I'd love to use it for Maybe's daughter, but it looks like if I want to follow the father's bones thing, that I should save up sea stories for some more Muttersalt. Well, that answers that question. So, taking care of that, I'm going to make a note here, plus Muttersalt for chef. Okay, so Muttersalt costs, was it 7 Z stories? I think it was. Let me check my previous life notes. Or was it that, oh wait. Yeah. 5 Z stories for Muttersalt. Okay, so it's not as many as I thought. Okay. How many Z stories do I have? I have 3. No, sorry, I have 2. I have 2 Z stories. I can have 3. Last, I hung on to this vision of the surface. Hey, where's the memory of Sunstroke? Huh, strange. I wonder what happened to it. Well, that's the answer to that one. Let's have a carouse. 80% chance. Good night out. Lost 5 terror, lost 30 echo. Let's see. I mean, I'm gonna continue holding on to this stuff, but it seems like I should take this memory of the surface to Venderbite. So let me buy just a little bit more food. And let's make a very basic trip north. Although first I'm going to stop in at the lightship and get another Z story. Because it seems like for Father's Bones, the best thing to do is to progress the chef. Let's give them news of home. They give me they reduce my terror by 5 and give me a Z story. I do not need to buy fuel. I would have liked to progress with Maybe's daughter, but yeah, it's all about actually making like personal progress. Oh, it's the nightmare again. It was quite some time ago I last mentioned it, but it finally noticed. sea is bright as milk. False stars above are black on a pitchy bed. Something is watching you. Its gaze enfolds your boat. You are transparent as glass. Alright, so we have flee, which will reduce it by 1, which should take it to 0, 100% chance. Or go deeper, which also has a 100% chance. But I want gone of this nightmare. I am done with it. I'm going to flee. The sea churns in your wake. You pull away from the eye into the shallower waters of waking, but a terror clings. Gained 1 terror. Nightmare is now 0. Yeah. Nightmare's end. A weight has lifted. Your dreams have passed. That's good. Isn't it? My recurring nightmare quality has gone, and I've lost the terror that I gained. So I am good. No more nightmares. You know what? Let's stop by the sisters. It has been quite some time since I've been over here. I might as well get a port report. They're not receiving visitors, but that's okay. I'll just take a port report and I'll go. Ships rarely come here. Nothing changes, even the weather. The house at the heart of the isle. The house and the sisters. But the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed, at least. Alright. Thank you for helping me turn around the right way. We're off. We're taking daylight to Venderbite. Frankly, the port report is the last reason to ever go to Venderbite. Oh, they missed. They didn't miss. I'm not sure about this backing up thing, but I doubt it would work against bats. Bats are just too fast. Alright, destroyed pirates. Loot and scuttle her. She's a vile old vessel and these Z's aren't safe. Take what you can and move on. Lean pickings. These pinnaces don't sail far from their hidden harbors, but there's something at the back of the hold. Open a cache of curiosities. A stout crate. Crates, the source of sustenance, the fundamental element of cargo. A crate of fuel. Coke. Like coal, but more so as the Department of Infernal Rarefications would have it. Gained a fuel. Nice. Something drifts face down. Oh no. I blame the Fathom King. But yeah, the thing is, like, these things for the Fathom King, it's not just getting the bandaged poissonnier to a point where he will agree to stay with the Fathom King forever. It's they witness the death of something old. According to the wiki, that's finishing the colors quest for the curator, which that is a big spoiler. That is a huge spoiler, and I probably should have mentioned that beforehand. I apologize, but I have never in any of my lives finished the colors quest for the curator. Alright, Tomb Colony of Venderbite. Gather some gossip for a port report. Is it at the shops? Arcade of Size. Sells fuel and supplies. Buys mushroom wine and foxfire candles. Interesting. Hollow Temple. The image of a long-snouted reptile god still stands in the temple, but now storytellers gather here. They buy memories of distant shores, recent news, visions of the surface, and monstrous almanacs. And the Charnel Lounge. Do you have tomb colonists? Drop them off here for payment. Huh. I somehow feel like I could get more for the Vision of the Surface somewhere else. I just don't know where. Back to the wiki. Give me a handful of seconds here. I am sorry for saying a spoiler without warning that I was spoiling. Darn it, what was that thing called? Vision of the Surface, that's what it was called. Okay. Here we are, Vision of the Surface. Who pays the most for Visions of the Surface? Can be sold to the Venturer in packs of 7 when he has it available, which he doesn't. I can use it to get a tattoo. There really isn't a lot of use for it unless this tattoo is let's see here. Tattoo parlor, let's see here. Vision of the Surface at the tattoo parlor. Minus 25 terror, you say? Huh. Getting tattooed will reduce terror. That's an interesting note. Well, that's really good to know. Yeah. I don't really need that. I might as well sell it to the I might as well sell it here because it's not really worth much unless the Venturer wants them. Oh, even when the Venturer wants them, they're worth more in vendor bite. Look at that. Okay. Interesting information that I learn along the way. Wasting stream time. You know, blast it. There it is. Find the right window. All right. I'm going to sell it here. Okay. What else have we got going on? Ugh. I only have 12 supplies that they want to replace with 12 tomb colonists. That's awful. If I had a bigger hold, maybe, but I don't. So it's just, let's explore Venderbite. Here, they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. Oh boy, it's this place, the Carmine Chapel. A little chapel stands alone. You poke your head through the door. The walls are a deep red, just this side of scarlet. A ruby-tinted window at the back glows with steady light. An electric lamp behind the glass? Rare and expensive, but this is no gaslight. No one is here, and yet you have the sensation that only a moment ago someone must have been. Okay, so the options are search the place. What can you find? This is a modest challenge with a 72% chance. Leave. This shade of red would be unsettling enough in a dowager's parlor. Daubed on the walls of an empty place of worship, nothing cheerful will happen here. Make an offering. Drop a coin into the offering box and pray to the power of this place, whoever it might be. Don't have that particular menace, I'm very glad. Make an offering with half-familiar rites. Moving as if asleep, you place a candle at each corner of the altar. Now, I have managed to not get the menaces of the unusual appetite, and I am extremely glad for that. Oh my goodness, so glad. Beyond glad. I'm going to try searching the place. We'll see how this goes. Unhungered. There is an altar, a block of basalt. There are pews, a pulpit, no Bibles, no hymn books. The stained glass window is the red of cochineal. An inscription on the lintel of the door reads, "For I was hungered, and ye gave me meat." That is all. Your crews are eager to leave. No one looks back. That is a success. Gained 20 fragments and a single terror. Okay. There's the Vengeance of Jonah. With a 60% chance on a very expensive meal. I could offer the Strange Catch, but honestly, I already have the chef, so I don't care. Moving along. I have enough fuel and supplies. I think I will go up to Wither and Codex. And hopefully avoid any lifebergs. Or bats. Ow. I'm trying to do more combat tonight, but ugh. A bat swarm has been defeated. Little leathery corpses lie scattered across your deck. The rest of the swarm vanishes into the neathly dark. Dispose of the corpses, their mere touch leaves you shuddering, which will slightly reduce terror, or gather up the corpses. They are succulent with stolen blood. Into the pot. Gross. Dispose. Sweep them into the sea. Over the side. Their eyes are still fierce in death. Sailors sweep them overboard with brooms, careful not to touch them. Lost one terror. I am trying the backing up combat thing. I don't know that I like it. Maybe if you have a faster ship that backs up faster. Welcome to Boreal Reach. Pray for a lack of lifebergs. So far, so good. So far, so good. Swing. Whither, a chilly city beside a waste of salt. Behind the great arch over the bay, the pale wastes stretch, white and silent as the face of the moon. From here, you might almost imagine they were snow. North of the city, the salt pools fizz with unlikely color. Alright, so we can explore the town. Whither is a quiet, chilly town of grey stone and closed courtyards. The people are neither exactly unfriendly nor exactly hospitable. They have the irritating habit of answering a question with a question. Here and there are odd sights tucked away. Gather intelligence. The citizens of Whither enjoy questions, so much so that they always answer question with another question. This can make intelligence gathering frustrating. Shore leave in Whither. The folk of Whither are quiet and sly and mystical. They subsist on cave fish and the dust-burrowing beasts of the waste. Their beer, however, is adequate. This is a straightforward challenge for hopefully reducing terror. It has a 100% chance of success because I raised my veils to the really nice number that they're sitting at right now. But let's port report. Are you asking for any particular reason? At what time of day? Is that your hat? Might it be 6? It could be 6. Eventually you cobble together enough implication and supposition to compose a report. Alright, now a port report for Whither. Alright, terror is low enough that I'm not going to bother with the shore leave, so let's explore the town. The wind speaks. You fall into a reverie as you wander the shore. There are words in the wind, a story of sorts, of a gate in the north, of a pale light that began there, of a drowned light that will end there, of a high wilderness that other ships may sail. You lift your eyes. On the wall of a salt works, someone has scrawled, "Is there a sea more sunless?" Gained 10 fragments. I have Storm's attention, and that's all for now. Hi, Storm. There's also the House of the Question up here, which I rarely do anything with. Northwest of Withertown, the House of the Question stands alone. Here the initiates of the house make offerings to the 3 gods of the deep sea, and perhaps a 4th who is not a god. It's the one place in Whither where you can sometimes get a straight answer, for a price. Gaining the attention of a god is used chiefly for lifting curses. So, you can ask about the drowned man. The initiates of the house are reluctant to speak of him, but you may be able to bribe them enough to gain a few tenuous snippets. Unlocked with 100 echo. Or I can defy the gods, spit on the floor, curse the priests, overturn an altar. This will increase your iron and hearts by 5 each up to 110 and set your terror to 0, but you will never be able to remove any god's curse or benefit in certain other ways. Should I ask about the drowned man? I can afford to ask about the drowned man. Let's ask about the drowned man. The law and the loss. The drowned man's brothers, I, and sisters gave him to the knives and the lacquer. Here we have no lacquer, only snow. Snow comes from the north. Lacquer comes from pain. We have it a little easier. 9 fragment and lost 100 echo. I'm not sure if that was worth 100. Also here you can buy fuel for Z stories and Mutter salt for Z stories. 5. And the hunter's cage. A sign reads, "Bones, please." The proprietor will sell you beast meat for stories or buy your ivory. He will buy ivory, Stygian ivory, star shells, the figurehead of the Eater of Names, the anatomical cabinet, and he will sell or buy, he will sell supplies for 2 stories or buy them for 1. Now, I do have quite a few tales of terror. I don't remember exactly how many, but I do have several. I have 10. So I could buy some more supplies here, and I honestly don't know what else to do with Tales of Terror. So I'm gonna buy a literal couple boxes more of supplies. And I'm gonna consider myself well off. And we come out of here. Swing down. And here is Codex. It's a very basic trip for the end of the stream here. Mainly what I'm planning on doing is, finishing up with Codex here, and then heading back to London and taking care of things. And then even if it's not midnight yet, which it probably will be, that will be it. So Codex, an Isle of Answers. Codex, a desperate cave full of mute exiles and an inexplicable colony of shivering, bad-tempered monkeys. So here you can acquire a doomed monster hunter, if you have an implication, which I don't, or you can compile a port report. No one will speak. This is a challenge. Port report. Silently forthright. The exiles see many come, fewer leave. Some are even willing to communicate, but their gestures are unfamiliar, the meanings unclear. Even when you can understand, these are answers without questions, as useless as a key without a lock. I now have a port report for Codex. Curious. Oh, they do have shops here. Interesting. Alright. Now, unless I use up 10 fuel and 10 total in fuel and supplies, going to the salt lines is kinda out of the question. 10 is a lot. Oh, I forgot to pause. It's not going to take me 10 to get here, is the thing. Even if I go across here and then down, I don't think it's going to use up 10. As it would be nice. I would love to take more of the Sphinx Stone back to London, but I'm actually too full. I can try. Let's go to the Avid Horizon. Oh, that's a Lifeberg. Oh no, don't see me, Lifeberg, please. Please don't see me. Oh, they're terrifying. Okay. Wait, I turned too soon. Here we are. Interestingly enough, the same symbol as is over on Codex. Never really learned exactly what that means, but the same symbol. Ought to be concerning that it's the same symbol, but I haven't found the other 4 that I can remember anyway. Here is the avid horizon. Two vast winged shapes guard a gate of something like resin, smooth but uneven. It's a deep gant, the color that remains when all other colors have been eaten. Ice crusts over the crack between its valves. Approach, and your breath freezes, falls tinkling in shards from the air. It would be utterly foolish to touch the thing. A merciless wind blows from everywhere to everywhere. It passes without effort through your bridge coat, your flesh, your lungs. The dock lies empty. Alright, so the options here are open the high gate, which I am unable to do. A curious miscellany gathered from all across the wide black sea. Your companion knows how to use these materials. Complete a certain matter in London to achieve this. I don't want to open the gate. Look into the stars. Stars float in the mirrored night of the waves. Watch them a while. Gather intelligence, such as there is to gather out here where nothing moves. And you heard a story, the ice by the gate's edge. There was a whisper about a hunting quest and a final revenge. Port report. Nothing moves. This stillness is itself of interest to the Admiralty. It is not impossible someone foolish might attempt to open the gate. It is not inconceivable that it might open from the other side. And what then? So, now I have a port report from Avid Horizon that says very emphatically that nothing has changed. And I am not going to get another hunter's eye. I don't need it. So if I head over, this way, I should meet up with the Chapel of Lights. The Chapel of Lights. Do you hear music? Chapel of Lights. Furtive faithful gather in the shadows between the many, many candles. A bell tolls in the chapel tower. Cracked iron laughter. Beware, this aisle is full of voices. Eat of the chapel's bounty. A smiling priest unlocks the door of the storehouse for you. Here, he says, eat, but take nothing away with you. Give a nightmare to the well. The well drinks color, the smiling priest whispers. The well drinks dreams, and the well is always thirsty. This will reduce your nightmare's strength, but also scar you permanently and increase your wounds by 1. 3 wounds will kill you. I don't need to do this. My nightmare's gone. Gather intelligence. What occurs here between the darkness and light? That would be the port report. Your sigil-ridden navigator races towards the chapel. This is the place. Hark, the bell. Provide seasoning for their feasts. They grind salt in the storehouse, but they need particular stones for the particular savors. Trade 3 ambiguous aeolus for an extraordinary implication. Or attend a service at the chapel. The great bell tolls. The few and ragged faithful gather for St. Arthur's lesson. Bring your offerings. This is a straightforward challenge with a 100% chance of success. It costs 5 supplies. We're going to start by getting a port report. A smiling priest in a red cassock tends the chapel. The congregation are shy of light. They come and go in little ships, and it's strangely difficult to count them. Perhaps some of them are imaginary. Still, you note the name of a ship or two. Now, 27. Okay, so, going to bear in mind the number 7. Return back over here. This wants 5, so I would still have 2 things more, which would most likely get used getting to the salt lions. Okay, let's deal with the sigil-ridden navigator finding out that he can't learn anything. You give chase. Within, the air is heavy and hushed. You enter to see your navigator shaking a smiling priest by the collar. It led me here. Tell me what it means. Look at it. Look at it. The priest disentangles himself as politely as possible. I'm sure we can find a path to put you on, my friend. He examines the sigil with the professional air of a collector, but we will need your help in return. So, pay a price. Our stores are running low. If we cannot feed our congregation, our mission must end. Can you provide? The fresher, the better. The navigator has nothing. He pleads for your help. That's 2 live specimen. Or there is pay another price. The priest slips his arm around your shoulders. For you, a lesser payment, he whispers. Post no guards on your ship tonight. Ask no questions. And in the morning, perhaps you'd like to join us for breakfast. A red and white smile. This is unlocked if you are uncountably peckish, which I've still avoided so far. Okay, so we've had a moment with the navigator. I don't think I've ever done this before, but we're going to attend a service at the chapel tonight. Echoes in the chapel. Oh yes, the priest says, smiling. The drowned man hums tonight. His song is like fish row clouds in the water. He waits for the congregation's assent. We will feel him in the harps of us, and if his tune is caught, it will be raised to the sky where the bright birds pass. Here the congregation cry out like birds, and the cries rattle away into the rafters, and the air hangs sultry, and the gods no longer frown. At the end of the service you leave, your lips still wet, and your stomach filled with secrets. You could grow rich on this diet, if you live. Succeeded in a pages challenge, gained a secret, lost 5 supply, gained 10 terror. I have unaccountably peckish. Oh man. Oh, that bloody thing is so difficult to get rid of. Oh, what have I done? I'm so annoyed. Oh, I managed to avoid that for so long, and then just to try and get the Sphinx Stone. How do I get rid of that? Oh, that is absolutely upsetting. A high-risk challenge to reject with a 30% chance and unlocked with a searing enigma. Oh man. Ugh. Let's eat of the bounty and go. Rich and red. They have shark steaks plucked from the sea, thin slices of cavern tuna translucent and delicate as paper, little crimson cakes flavored with cinnamon and coated with poppy seeds, tomatoes impossibly ripe and sweet so far from the surface. Gorge yourself, leave with the juices dripping from your chin. Lost 32 hunger. That is absolutely upsetting. So long I managed to go without that stupid cannibalism curse. I am a fool tonight. Stupid cannibalism. Possibly I shouldn't have feasted. I will deal with problems when I come to them. Oh, a breath of change, you say? that chapel, man. We've arrived at the Salt Lions. We have just enough space in the hold. The Salt Lions, two basalt beasts, cathedral-sized. They frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment. Creeping human figures eat away its features like rot. Picking. There's a supply dock below. We can visit the Unmakers. Muscular pick-wielders rest on camp stools, watching you approach, passing hip flasks around. An unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. There is Carry Sphinxstone to London. The Unmakers are here to reduce the Salt Lions to rubble, one block at a time. Help them in their work by carrying the rubble back to London. You need a deposit in 20 units of spare cargo space. And compile a port report. Time, basalt, dissolution. Port report. Record the activities of the Unmakers, such as they are. Rite of stone and silence. Okay. Let's visit the Unmakers. Fungal tisane and tea cakes. We get funding from the bazaar, it's true, but Station 4? I wouldn't call it Station 4. It's a little grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary or occult ballast. Most of them. Some go down to the places under the bazaar. More tea cakes? Lost 5 terror, gained a fragment. Let's carry some Sphinxstone to London. If the stones weep, an Unmaker advises you, ignore them. Unless they flood your hold, of course. Then you should probably drop them overboard. Don't tell anyone I said that. Now have 20 Sphinxstone. Let's go back to London. I am honestly very annoyed at I just wanted to give away those supplies and get something cool for it. I didn't want to give away the supplies and get cannibalism for it. Don't see me, I'm not here. Oh man. There is no ship here. You don't see a ship. You're very confused. There was just a little rumble in the water, you know. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Oh man. Sailing to London, my heart heavy in my chest. Are the sisters receiving? Burning blue. Again? Alright, let's attempt to calm them. Success! Gained a fragment. Let's see if the sisters are receiving. Oh, they are! Okay, so Cynthia, Lucy, Phoebe. One moment. Okay, I am running with Stone currently. I'm still so mad about the unaccountably peckish. That's just annoying me to no end. Alright, Wiki, don't fail me now. Tell me which of these sisters is connected to Stone. I think it's Cynthia, but she might be Storm. Okay, it's telling me you can get the god's attention, which is, you know, what I'm looking for, but how do I know that each of the sisters is connected to one of the gods, but you're not saying which one. Come on, come on. Okay, Cynthia is salt. Lucy is stone. Alright, we're gonna lunch with Lucy. I wish that I actually had a memory for these things. But yeah, let's have lunch with Lucy. Sunny, restless, prone to giggles. A daft tale. Lucy leans over and whispers to you confidentially. A complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic and the butler in a vicar's bed. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave, and the wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time the plum pudding arrives, you're as cheerful as you've been in months. Lost 10 terror, gained a supply, lost 20 hunger, gained a memory of distant shores, and how you have Stone's attention, which, since I have a shrine to him on my boat, is a good thing. Okay. Not something one can do forever, but at least something that one can do occasionally. It doesn't do to visit the sisters too often. Bad things happen. It is a good way to reduce terror, though, I must admit. Okay, and as I'd guessed, it is after midnight, so I will take care of things in London, and then I will be wrapping up the stream. And wrapping up this game for a while, because it's time to switch. But first, London. Home, home, home. Okay, let's start with dropping off the Sphinx Stone so that I actually have room in the hold again. Deliver Sphinx Stone. Special constables, black uniforms, distinctive caps, the badge of the Ministry of Public Decency, wait with a cart. Sign, sign, sign. Here's a receipt. Here's a discretion contract. Here's a penalty contract. Your vision is blurred by the end of it all. The cart rumbles off into the coiling fog. Here's your reward. 500 echo, no more Sphinx Stone, lost 2 terror, and delivery. Okay, let's go. Now that I have lots of space in the hold, let's go talk to the Admiral. Well, submit port reports. Hunter's Keep. I trust the sisters are keeping well. They are citizens of her enduring majesty, notionally. Okay, that is 5 echo and a fuel. Venderbite. What have the nearly dead been up to then? 10 echo and a fuel. Wither. I refuse to ask any questions. I don't want to give them the satisfaction. 20 echo and a fuel. Chapel of Lights. There's something about the Untersee that breeds heresy and dissent. I rather think we might need to send the Bishop of Southwark out for a good bit of Christian shouting. 20 echo and a fuel. Avid Horizon. I hope you intend to tell me that everything is quiet there. 10 echo and a fuel. Codex. Exiled for giving answers. That's Wither for you. Anything new? 20 echo and a fuel. The Salt Lions. The Bazaar has always taken an interest in that place. 20 echo and a fuel. And that is all my port reports. Now, am I carrying anything else that needs to be dealt with? Well, there is this. I don't know what to do with this, though. Could I sell it to the scholar? Will the scholar take it? Memory of Distant Shores, Z-Story, Strange Catch, Ambiguous Aelith, Outlandish Artifact, Searing Enigma, Dread Surmise, Extraordinary Implication, Intriguing Snippet. Nope, no, they will not buy the priest stuff. Oh, man. I'm going to put how to get rid of cannibalism on my list of things for Felicia here. Oh, poor lady. And yeah, let's read the paper. Okay, recent news, gained a supply, lost one terror. Has the Rose Market turned over? No, it looks like it hasn't. I guess I wasn't gone long enough. It feels like I was gone for a really long time. Well, I don't know what I'm going to be doing next. But that is a problem for future Foxwine. Current Foxwine, yeah, this is it for the stream. I'm really mad about the cannibalism. I feel really, really foolish. I just feel really kind of dumb about accidentally getting that. I know to be cautious at the Chapel of Lights, but I was just like, oh, I just need the inventory space. Oh, inventory will be the death of me. No matter what game I play, inventory is going to be what sees me dead. That's the long and the short of it. Ugh. Okay, well, this is where I'm going to be ending the stream. And if you are interested in my playing of Sunless Sea, especially since I will not be playing it again for some time, you can find all of my previous streams of it on my YouTube channel. There is a playlist there, so you don't have to go digging through everything in the back catalog to find the Sunless Sea playthrough, and I just remembered that I probably haven't put the most recent one into the playlist, so I will take care of that after I finish shutting down the stream. So that is many, many hours of Sunless Sea to keep you all occupied and to have you roll your eyes and mock me for my inefficiency of playing. I know I don't play this game at the most, what is the right word? Yeah, efficient is probably the right way of putting it. I do not play this game very efficiently. I flail around and find things by accident and forget what I need. I take extensive notes and yet I still forget. So it's just an ongoing problem. It's a very ongoing problem. But you can enjoy all of it on my YouTube channel. And I will be back streaming again on Monday night, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be playing City Skylines for Management Monday. I will be continuing to work on my city of Pepper Lake without the lake, trying to grow my population, and I'm trying to get to at least halfway. I'm playing a scenario, and one of the 3 victory conditions of the scenario is to have a population in the city of 250,000. So I have been working at that and building the most crammed cheek-by-jowl city that I have ever built in this game. I am wasting as little ground as possible. In doing this, I am trying to use every scrap of ground that there is, because having that many people living in the city when I think I only have 9 blocks to do it in, 9 of the land blocks to work with. This is going to be an interesting challenge. I'm trying very hard, though. I am trying very hard. And of course it is a scenario, which means that there is a roadblock, this is called Tornado Country. And it has been some time since the last tornado came through. There were like 4 of them right in the beginning when I first started playing the scenario. But there haven't really been any since more recently. So it's like really worrying me that I haven't seen another tornado yet. It's very concerning to me. I'm just waiting for that shoe to drop. So that's coming up on Monday. And then I will be back again on Wednesday night, starting at as close to 7 p.m. as we can get enough people together to form a room. I will be playing either Among Us or Scribble It with my friends. Among Us is a game that most people are familiar with these days, so I probably don't have to describe it to you. But Scribble It is slightly less well known. It is a sort of a Pictionary type game where you draw a picture and people have to guess the word that you are trying to present with your picture. And, well, not only is drawing with a mouse quite difficult, but most of us are not really the greatest artists anyway, and also a lot of us can't spell. In fact, all of us can't spell. So it gets pretty funny. It's something I definitely recommend. And then, somewhere after 10 p.m., usually between 10 and 10:15, when my friends who have day jobs turn into pumpkins, I switch over to my solo server on Valheim and crash about and try to explore and survive, and I keep track of my deaths along the way in that one, because keeping track of deaths is a thing that I do. And now that I think about it, did I actually lose anybody in this stream? I don't remember. I definitely didn't change the death counter. Huh. This might be the first Sunless Sea stream that I've done that I didn't lose anybody that I can remember. That's amazing. But in any case, in the Valheim play, I'm keeping track of my overall deaths across the playing of in this solo server. So that's getting that number is going to do nothing but go up, honestly. So that's fun. And then next Thursday night, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be playing Lost Epic, which is the game that I play in between games for Try Not to Die Thursday. Lost Epic is, well, the best description that I've ever come up with for it is that it is a Souls-like platformer with anime-ish art. And it's played best with a controller, which is why I only play it 1 week at a time, because I do not frequently use controllers, so not only am I kind of clumsy with it, but also it's very hard on my hands. I have a few health issues with my hands that certain things cause me great deals of pain. And hello, fellowed. Good evening. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there, but I good evening. But also I'm play it. I'm afraid you've caught me just as I'm ending my stream. I'm afraid, fellow. You've arrived a little late. Oh, I'm very glad that you like the game. If you scroll up just a little bit, you'll see where I had my bot linked to my YouTube channel. You can watch my previous streams on there. There is a playlist. So I am afraid I am leaving this evening. You had arrived just as I'm finishing. Okay, you can't scroll? No problem. I'll link it again. That link that the bot has just thrown up there is to my YouTube channel. I use it as an archive for my streams, so you can watch Sunless Sea right there. Or, you can wait just a few more minutes for me to end this stream, and then you can, watch this stream, whatever your heart desires. So, I had just finished up with my schedule because Lost Epic is what I'm playing next Thursday. 1 week only for the Souls-like platformer because it is hard on my hands. So that's going to be a thing. And then the week after it will be a brand new game. Well, not a brand new game, but a different game. Again, because I only do it 1 week at a time. So that was the upcoming week in my schedule. All the games that I plan to play and what I plan to do as much as I actually plan these things. Tonight has been a lot of fun, and I hope that all of you have had at least as much fun as I have, or will have at least as much fun as I have in the case of Fellowed there. And I hope that you all have a great night and a great weekend. Good night!